Hey everyone, on today's episode of Huber Hype, we're going to be talking about beat-em-ups. Beat-em-ups. From the glory days of the 90s, too many to talk about. We're going to be focusing on a few, how the genre has evolved, why it has seemingly disappeared, and some of the greats. On last week's episode, we were talking about a personal favorite, Streets of Rage 2, and it got me thinking, this is one of the best genres. It symbolizes my childhood, going through solo or with a buddy, usually Brad Ellis, knocking heads on the streets. Now, it's impossible not to mention Double Dragon, Streets of Rage, and Final Fight, the top tier creme de la creme of beat-em-ups, the icons. So we're going to talk about a few different ones. First up, we're going to be talking about four of my dear friends, Michelangelo, Donatello, Raphael, and Leonardo, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, you know, there's Hyperstone Heist and Turtles in Time and the arcade game that even got ported to the NES, but there's one entry in all of those Turtles games that really gets me nostalgic. Turtles 3, The Manhattan Project. You wake up, you're in the Florida Keys, you're on a beach just kicking back. Shredder has been defeated, but really he hasn't. He kidnaps April O'Neil, makes Manhattan rise up like some crazy island in the sky, and now it's personal. It's time for vengeance. This isn't even to save the world anymore, Turtles. This is to save April O'Neil. And I love the way they subtly tied it into the films. You know, Tokka and Razor made an appearance from Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze. It was just, you know, growing up in that time, it was impossible not to love the Turtles, and now we had the opportunity as kids to destroy the Foot Clan ourselves and take back the streets of Manhattan, all while kicking Shredder's butt, cowabunga. So, you know, 2D beat-em-ups, just side-scrolling through, simple times, but so engaging. Next up, though, Fighting Force, taking things to three-dimensional spaces. This game started out as Streets of Rage 4, a game that we never got, that is just lost in the ether. I just want to play another Streets of Rage, but alas, we have Fighting Force. Now disagreements with Core Design and Sega, because Core Design, you know, they wanted to give the gift of the game to the masses. They said, yo, we want to put this game on every system. Sega was like, no, if you do that, you're taking the Streets of Rage name off. Sega held the Streets of Rage property hostage, and you know what Eidos did? They shot the hostage. And we got Fighting Force because of it. Bones, Smasher, Hawk, all these characters running through 3D spaces, a way for the beat-em-up genre to expand into modern times, still picking up barrels, still picking up pipes, bashing people's head like a good old time. And then they ruined it though with Fighting Force 2. What are you doing? You make it a single-player stealth game because you think that's what people want now? We want beat-em-ups. We want to go through the game with a buddy, crack some skulls, beat the game on our lunch break, and have a good time. Next up, leave it to Rockstar, masters of their craft, to create one of the best beat-em-ups the genre has ever seen. Taking a 1980s cult classic film, The Warriors, and making a meaningful story, a meaningful prequel to this game, you know. Watching that movie, I always wished, you know, Cleon is the leader of the gang. He's alluded to be the master ninjutsu fighter. And spoiler alert, he doesn't last too long. But now in the game, you get to play as him. You lead your gang. There's flashback missions where you learn about how each member joined the team. And Rockstar, sticking to their roots, unlockable mode called Armies of the Night. A 2D beat-em-up game within the 3D beat-em-up game. Going through, side-scrolling and all, bashing people's head with pipes as Swan. Next up, one of the newer entries in the genre, proof that there's life left in beat-em-ups, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. You know, it's me and my roommate at the time in San Francisco, Jonathan Chen. Not a lot of co-op games at the time for whatever reason. It's 7th generation, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360. I pick up Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, and every night for 2 weeks, we're grinding it out, going through these stages. They take modern gameplay elements, there's shops, there's RPG level ups, you earn cash to buy different items, merging the genres into the beat 'em up, proving there's life still. The soundtrack to Tribute to the golden age of beat 'em ups. I haven't heard a freaking soundtrack this good since Streets of Rage. Don, cue the music. So beat 'em ups, we live in an age where all the genres have somehow merged into one consciousness, transcendent Skynet style. Somehow beat 'em ups now are like Devil May Cry and God of War. These are considered beat 'em ups, and I say no, those are action adventure games. Go back to the basics. Bring back some side-scrolling, 3D environments if you need to, but keep it simple. Let's scale it down. I want urban warfare. I want my fists to be the #1 weapon in the game, not some Blade of Chaos or Yamato. Beat 'em ups, it's an intimate, personal genre, especially with a co-op partner, fighting the overwhelming odds of the Foot Clan, who is out to destroy you. They are out to kill you, stab you through the shell, and leave your corpse for dead. And when you're with a buddy and you're fighting these overwhelming odds, you're picking up pipes, you're picking up the great equalizer, as Triple H would say. That sledgehammer, that steel chair, you're evening the odds. You don't have godlike abilities, it's just you, your buddy, street smarts, and the pavement. Last week we had a ton of incredible comments. I do just want to take a second to thank everyone for being so positive in the comments, and it's just a place where everyone can go and share their intimate gaming moments. Last week was epic boss battles, something close to any gamer's heart and soul. Here are some good ones. Christian, right out of the gate, calling me out. Nothing from God of War? Yeah, that was just an oversight on my part. There's too many to count. The Hades fight is really cool. I like what they did there. And the Helios chase was actually really fun. Just switched it up, took Kratos' power away from him, and it was just all about speed, and that was a really fun one. T-Bone83 says, no love for Dr. Robotnik, Eggman. He's no Bowser, but he's still a major player. You know, time has not been kind to Robotnik. Ask me this question 15, 20 years ago, I'd say, yeah, Robotnik! But right now, you know, he's seen better days. Beaten Down Brian, GameTrailers veteran, says, Tyson from Punch-Out on NES. What a prick. Absolutely, he's a beast. I didn't beat him for like 10 years when I owned that game. The Big Mac attack coming at me. Dr. Nefarious in Ratchet & Clank 3, Laser Beams, Leviathan Robot, Lawrence. Ratchet & Clank, another huge oversight. So many great bosses in that franchise. Crack in Time, especially. Personal Vendetta, Nefarious, love it. Splatoon Warrior, another GameTrailers veteran. My favorite boss of all time is the boss in MGS3. The amount of respect going through that battle just really built up your emotions and understanding for these two deep and intense characters. Never have I cried that much over a video game character or video game ending. I 100% agree with you. Lastly, Biohazard123 needs a little encouragement. Hey Huber, a little off topic here, but did you do Akumo mode in the Evil Within? I decided to start this morning, not too sure I can do it. I need a pep talk. You can do it. Anyone can do it. It's one-hit kill. There's some trial and error, but I believe in you. You can duck and cover, save your ammo, go for those headshots, and stealth kill when you can. Report back to me when you make further progress. I'm counting on on you. Coming up on GameTrailers.com and our new YouTube channel this week, we're going to have the Mortal Kombat X review and a GT office-wide tournament. Also, Daniel Bloodworth will have his Titan Souls review, and we're going to have in-depth discussions about Killing Floor 2 and Deus Ex and Human Revolution. You don't want to miss it. That's it. Feel free to post in the comments or just come directly to Twitter, direct message me, tweet me. I really want to know your thoughts on the past, present, and future of this dying genre. Let me know just some of your favorite moments, your favorite games. I didn't get to talk about them all, you know, Double Dragon 3, recruiting your buddies across the world, A&B OP Spin Kick, Final Fight, Mike Haggard, Tombstone Pile Driver. Just let me know. See you next week. Time for Humor's Cube! This game isn't called a beat 'em up, but people get beat up in WWF No Mercy, the sequel to WrestleMania 2000 on N64. The Dudley Boys Co-op 3D move is the most satisfying it's ever been in a wrestling game before the F was dropped and the E was added, the prime of the Attitude Era. The rock bottom, people's elbow, Stone Cold Steve Austin stunner. You get me, brother?